It's a great day to be a coyote. Welcome, Coyote Nation, to another episode of Back to Pack Podcast, where we are going to be bringing you all of your favorite games, memories, and of course, discussion with our fellow coyotes. As a disclaimer, we have no affiliation to the University of South Dakota. This is a podcast ran by fans for fans. The ideas and comments do not represent the university. Our opinions are our own. Be sure to find us on Twitter at Back to Pack SD. With that being said, let's jump in. Well, back-to-back weeks, we get to see each other.
Let's go.
Hey, we like that. We like home games. We like being at the Dome.
The black is back, baby.
Yes,
and guess who else is here on time?
Oh, hey, there we go.
Way to go, Matt. Welcome in. Welcome in. I'm pumped. You know what? It's football. We're in the Dome. Can you really beat that?
No, that's what we wait all year for, to get to the Dome on Saturday. So here we are, back at it. I like it.
Sorry, Yote fan. Ray beat you tonight.
Yeah, he did. Slipping a little bit. But you know what? No, it's fun. At the end of the day, I love coyote football, and the fact that we get to have a minimum 6 Christmases a year. It's pretty awesome.
Absolutely.
Hey, like I said last week, still undefeated at tailgate. So
absolutely,
win or lose, we're
and
there.
New turf,
undefeated on the new turf, man. And I'm excited for this week, guys. The black is back. Like I said earlier, this week has a little more juice for me. I don't know about you guys. The whiteout's cool, but the black is better. So anybody that doesn't like the blackout, you're not my friend this week. I'll talk to you next week.
All right, so we got, we might as well bring our argument that happened in our group chat and just air it out live. All right, so I was the one that came up with the idea of doing the white helmets that we use for NDSU with the black face mask and then rocking the red logo on the side with the new coyote logo. Throw it in the chat, man, if you're voting yes or no on that one.
I can't do it.
I absolutely can.
Are you talking just in general or for the blackout?
No, in general, like an opportunity. I think it'd look good.
Grant, he's always coming up with these helmet ideas, man. He's just mixing and matching every single possible combination that we have at this point. He's just throwing stuff out there. Is what he's doing. I mean you want the red face mask. I'll let you go that far, but as far as mixing and matching the logo, no. I like that on the black helmet.
I think it'd pop. I really do.
I don't know, man.
You know what? I didn't realize it, but I'm a big fan of the combo we wore last week. The white helmet, red jersey, white pants. That looked good. I can get behind that. I do like all whites typically too, but I think that ship has sailed for us at home at least this year. I'm sure we'll see it on the road at some point. But
thanks a lot, Northern Colorado.
All right. Hey, as we get rolling here, welcome in. How about Scott Cochran?
Absolutely.
How about Wichita Northwest down there coming up for the game? And hey, Woodsman, what up, Joel?
Welcome in. No, I'm excited. Scott, you're gonna see the Back to Pack logo flying at tailgate. Please stop by. Love to have you guys stop in. I know you guys visit in a lot of the chats, so appreciate getting an opportunity to meet you. But Matt's on my side. I'm just gonna say it right now with the helmets.
It's not. I'm not saying it's bad. It wouldn't be one of my favorites. I can tell you that.
I need to see it first before I make a judgment call. I don't know if we'll ever see it, but
I doubt we'll ever see the red face mask. That tweet was even liked by people in the equipment staff, and they still.
I think that's more realistic than your idea tonight.
Okay, but we have all the stuff that I'm mentioning.
We do.
We don't have. We currently do not have.
They'll just tell you, like, Jake, you pick up the red paintbrush and start painting the face masks, and we'll do it.
There you go. Got my back.
You're gonna make me have to buy another mini helmet. Dang it!
Absolutely, that's the point.
My collection's already a little full, so I'm going to make more space or something. But let's talk Alex's lemonade stand real quick, guys. We did raise some money last week, and we appreciate everybody who chipped in here, both with the Jelliot shots and the Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all those posts on social media. So, Jake, we are in second place here with $181. Kind of tough to read, but we are in second place. I think you still have to add your piece from last week,
which it still won't catch us. But the good news is I'm doing something a little different, something I haven't done on the Jelliot stand, which we'll get to more here down the road. But I will throw that $70 in that I raise on my side of things. So you'll see that added here soon. I appreciate them finally having the website and the QR code. I get it. It's tough to wrangle in. Was it 20 athletes?
Yeah, this thing's grown every year. I think it started with like 10, then it went to 12. Now it's like up to 20 maybe. So, yep.
Yeah. It's unbelievable what the SCS Nation and Northwest Mutual have come together to create. And I mean, again, all for a fantastic cause. It's always for the kids.
Yep, absolutely. So just real quick, looking at posts too, we had 9 social media posts that we got credit for. So we definitely have room for improvement there. I think 3 of those were mine because I did Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. So we definitely have to improve. But yes, post it everywhere because you get credit for each social media platform. So if you did it on X, go ahead and do it on the other ones here this week, and we'll get some more credit.
We'll have more lemons at each tailgate too. So find the back-to-pack flag, and we'll walk you through it. We'll hold your hand because it's a long list, actually, of what you got to do.
It is, which leads me to the next slide here.
Perfect.
So you got to take the picture, of course, the lemon on your head. Then you have to post it. And again, across all the different social media. So Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X. With the tags. The tags is important because if you don't do the tags right, we're not getting credit for it. So at Alex's Lemonade, at Northwestern Mutual, unless you're on X, then it's NM_financial, and then FCS Nation Radio 1 also, and then the hashtags Lemon Top Challenge and hashtag Go Yotes. That's how it gets to Aiden's stack there.
And if you can sneak it in there, I get it. It's one extra. Go ahead and tag us in it too. We've been working with these guys back and forth quite a bit, making sure this goes. I kind of feel like we're the volunteers on this part for USD, so we want to help out. And at the end of the day, if you tag us in it and we see that you accidentally did the Instagram Northwest Mutual instead of NM_financial, we can help and we can tag that in there so we make sure everybody gets caught and it counts. Absolutely. But check out, we got a visitor again. I'm down. I'm visiting President's Bar.
Oh, there you go.
For sure.
There you go.
Welcome in, President of the USD, Sheila Gestring. Thank you for joining us tonight again, as always. We know you listen once in a while, so we do appreciate that. So $10 per shot sold. How about that?
There we go.
I'm going to come. I got some money.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
And a reminder to folks too, this is a season-long challenge, right? So like if you didn't hit it last week, don't get a chance to do it this week. Just remember we've got all season long, but I would really keep it top of mind. I would do it at this week at a home game. We start to hit the road, get some more home games and stuff in, but hit it up. Also, I know I have a picture too that needs to go up buried of Charlie Coyote taking part in it too if it hasn't.
Absolutely.
Yes. I know we snagged one of those, Jake. So we'll get him out there for sure.
We got to work with those guys in the athletic department one way or another. Make sure we get that Charlie picture shared because it was good.
I mean, now that I think about it, I can't believe Charlie Coyote doesn't have his own Twitter account or social media platform. Maybe he does.
I mean, we do have somebody
here
to help with that.
He's got a burner.
Not a.
He might be the Dakota Dome.
There you go. Yeah, and I will, Jake and Grant, I will post these instructions in the Facebook page too. It's just there's been so much news and stuff going on in there. I'm just kind of waiting for a dull moment to post those, but probably tomorrow is what I'm thinking so people can get going for Saturday. But yeah, so Jake, walk us through this again at your tailgate.
I was going to test one out, but yeah, I'll walk it through, I guess. We'll do that first. We'll be responsible. No, so what I'll be doing, I have Jello shots made. I'm up around 75, give or take, that I'll be bringing to this tailgate. So stop in. It's a free will donation in 2 different ways. One, you can straight up do a donation if you want. But if you go through the Lemonhead Challenge, that also counts. Either way, I don't care. I get it. Some people don't want to throw it around, but just taking one picture and tagging everybody in it can go a long ways.
Yep.
Now, let's see. Oh, yeah. They're solid. So
awesome.
Top notch.
All right. So where to find those, Jake? You are kind of you're by the northeast door, right, on the dome, but you're on that back row in Tailgate Nation there on the east side. So and Grant, you're just a little to the south. I don't know. Are you giving Grant some shots too so he can work on selling some?
Maybe I could make it a few extras and bring him over to his as well.
Yep.
But I'll say this: if you hit the bus on the northeast corner, you've gone too far. But I'm so excited! I got a flagpole up there. We got the back-to-back flag flying, and like I said, with it, what I'm actually going to be doing, I got the okay from Aiden's. Didn't want to use his name without his permission, but you will see it on my windshield of my truck. If you're walking by, it'll say Aiden's Jello Shot Stand.
Ooh, there you go.
So stop in. It'll have the QR code attached to it, plus Alex's Lemonade logo. Doing this all for a great cause. So definitely come find me.
All right. So another idea, Jake Grant, that we had last week as we were sitting there down in Jelly Oat Shots was to have kids, as we've got some kids in our group too, actually having a legit lemonade stand and going that route too. So something else to throw out there and have it Aiden's Lemonade Stand for this cause. So yeah, I want to throw that. I know you've got daughters too, so Grant, another idea for you.
I got open spots too. I'll have one open spot at my tailgate.
No, that's a good idea. My girls at least are no stranger to the lemonade stand. I think we did about 6 times this summer, so they're a big
perfect.
There you go.
Nailed it. All right. Hey, and by the way, are we bringing back the 4, 4, and 4 challenge? I didn't put that in the slides. I forgot to ask you guys.
Absolutely. I see it as a season-long challenge as well. We got $4 in the pot as well because shout out Matt. So, I mean, unbelievable. But you know what? I'd say the 4, 4, and 4 stands. It also goes a long ways helping the athletic department too.
Yeah. All right. And President Gestring wanted to comment here and just say, just to be clear, hers is a match. So
there you go.
We'll see what we sell here, Jake and Grant. Let's sell it out. All right. Tickets. they're running back the tickets too. Yes, Matt. Matt is the first to complete the challenge. Yep.
Absolutely.
So $7 ticket deal. They're running it back. I think that was a great deal last week. There was a bunch of fans that came over after the football game to the volleyball game. So would love to see that again with the $7 ticket deal. And then and that's also a blackout too. Guys, we won last week, but we dropped in the rankings to 15. I just thought that was noteworthy. We do have to put some better performances out there to make a dent and start rising back up these rankings. And so this week's a chance to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this definitely is a starting point. All of a sudden, people are a little concerned just with how impressive of a turnout that Drake had last weekend up in Brookings, only losing by 19 when the spread was, I think, 27. It definitely made some Bunny fans a little nervous. They were not proud of their performance. So I can see us all being a little bit concerned going into this one.
Absolutely. And just one other thing here, news and notes before we get rolling into the preview is how about the announcement today, guys? USD partnered with Nike and BSN Sports.
Yeah, big news.
I mean, who's the weirdo that was already trying to play with BSN's jersey designs?
He's out there making jersey combos already, Grant.
I
don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he's
sicko,
a true sicko. I wouldn't expect anything less. So I love it. I think we at least knew this was in the works. I think we had heard at least in summer, right, that at least RFP went out for equipment in general. But I think the thing that actually I took away from that was shocking, or not necessarily shocking, but I wasn't expecting 10-year contract with Nike too.
Huge, long contract.
So this is a long-term commitment from both us and Nike. I know everyone has their own brands they favor. Lean toward Nike's probably my number one. So I selfishly am very excited about this. But I think it's great news.
I will say Nike does a better job on the fan side of things compared to what we saw from Adidas.
Absolutely.
I had the paw logo on an Adidas shirt and I had it on a Nike shirt. And the paw was just plain kind of lame. And it started peeling almost after the 4 or 5 washes compared to my Nike one, which, has been used and abused now at this point. The logo's starting to crack, but for the most part, it's still standing the test of time.
Yeah, and I think I told you guys earlier, I'm not a brand elitist, although I am partial to Under Armour, but I will say this, it's whoever pays the most is what I want. So I hope that this was a good deal for us as well, for the university, for USD, for the athletic department, all that fun stuff. So yeah, it's exciting. And the Adidas contract was up, I believe, this year. So this is effective for next year, 2026.
I think it officially goes effective with the fiscal year, July 1st. So,
yep, exactly.
So we'll have new jerseys for next football season.
Yes, we will.
And speaking of that, I'll put it back up. I guess I just took it down for some reason. I would love an opportunity to rock some true USD football jerseys. I'm all for it.
Get the what is it, like the Vapor? I think, is that the official or whatever model it is there.
The one other thing I learned about the BSN playing around in there is jerseys are expensive.
Yes, they are.
Yes.
So yes, they're expensive, but it was fun playing in that stuff.
Absolutely. Hey, another big piece of news too came out about the portal. The NCAA Administrative Committee eliminates the D1 spring transfer window, and this is big. I mean, this is gonna change a lot of things, since we went through all this, guys, this past year, and it was absolutely crazy.
I was just going to say, if there's any team in the country that knows about the spring versus multiple windows and how that goes, I think we might be at the top of that list as the somebody well aware of it. But
and the time frame of this now shortening down to just one window here in the winter, still to be determined, but the proposal is January 2nd through the 11th.
Only 9 days, so that's nice. I will say, you know what? For the most part, we technically survived 2 windows last winter, I guess, because coach leaving opened it up as well for an opportunity, and then we ran into the buzzsaw. Everybody thought we were good, and all of a sudden, bigger teams got desperate.
Yep, right at the last minute.
So it's actually funny. So this news came out, and I was listening to a few podcasts this afternoon. One of them was Matt Rule, Nebraska's head coach, talking about the portal change. And he made the comment, and I thought this was interesting, that he said most coaches agree we need just one window, right? We need commitments from players to know where they're going. We don't want to have somebody basically, quote unquote, transferring twice in a 3-month period like we saw, winter to spring. But from what I understand, he made it sound like a lot of these P4 schools would have actually rather had the spring window at a time that, I guess, in my opinion, maybe some more time to evaluate / be able to poach closer to season end time. I'm not sure why, if a majority of the P4 schools had that preference, why it didn't get enacted. But I'll be curious to hear what more coaches have to say about the timing piece on this. But I just thought that was an interesting tidbit from him.
Well, and let's take a look at this. So this is going to make things even more interesting that nobody's talking about. You guys know when the FCS National Championship is?
That's the other timing piece. I know it's
somewhere right in there, isn't it?
Usually right in that window. Yeah. That's the only part I also don't like. It seems like, why not make a window? Why not open up the window in early February when all of college football should be coming to a close?
Yeah.
Because you're ultimately going to put folks in bad positions, and typically it's going to be, to your point, FCS National Championship teams typically have a lot of really good players on it. And
the FBS National. Oh, sorry, Grant. Sorry.
No, just you're going in the right direction. I just said it's going to create a problem for some of those last teams.
Yeah, I mean, National Championship, I think it was the 19th is what I saw. Yeah, January 19th. That's a week FBS, after. Yeah, for FBS, that's a week after.
And right, you're unfortunately going to put players in positions to have to hit the portal literally the week before national championship game. You know what's going to happen, right? Whether it's the bottom of the roster or the top of the roster.
I'll say there's always going to be somebody.
But they also extended, if I remember correctly, last season, they extended the window for any contenders for FCS and FBS. So
but to that point, it's like, so just move the window.
Yeah,
exactly. Right. Also true.
Right. Just move the window. Put it
and be done with it. Set it and forget it.
Yep, let's start it for the 20th of January to the 27th.
But we'll leave it to the NCAA to make something harder than it needs to be.
There you go.
Let's do the 20th to the 21st.
All right, speaking of uniforms, Blackout mentioned it already. Yes. All right. Let's go series history, us and the Bulldogs. How about this one?
This is weird.
I noted the top one. 21st all-time meeting between us and Drake. Drake leading the series 11-9. Don't like that. But yeah, we do have quite a history with them. First meeting dating back to 1919. We've dominated the series of late, of course, in the kind of the D1 era. South Dakota has posted 40 plus points in all meetings in the Division I era, while posting 50 plus points in three of the last four. And then the 77 points put up on the Bulldogs back in 2017. It's the most Coyotes have scored against Drake in the previous 20 meetings. So a lot of points have been put up in recent years against these guys. And, guys, we've been talking about this last couple of weeks with the offense struggling. Will this be the week that we piece it all together and have a big offensive explosion?
Let's just get to 30.
That's a good goal. Let's start there. I like that.
Let's start there.
Let's start. Exactly. We'll start with 30.
Mm-hmm. So we got the pieces, and we'll get into it more, but we have the pieces. It's going to come.
Hope you're right. All right, I'm going to tee it up.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go. Obviously, 1:00 kick as normal. We have Jay Elson, Andre Fields in Midco production. Oh my goodness, love the Midco guys. Love the Midco production.
Yes,
it's fantastic. And guys, we watch the game back. Obviously, we're at every home game, but we watch it back. That is such an easy watch on Midco. And Hulu's where I get that. But yeah, absolutely. Other than that, guys, obviously it's in the dome. Weather at kickoff going 72 and calm. And for tailgate, I'm already looking at this. We're talking low to mid 60s, partly cloudy, about 5 mile an hour wind. I think that's going to be absolutely beautiful in the morning for tailgate for us.
Just breathe it in.
Right.
Absolutely.
I was about to say that. You know what? As much as, I guess, for people that are listening that don't know, Mitch is a weather guy. This is, that's a passion of Mitch. We need to start including the tailgate forecast brought to us by Mitch.
That's what we should do.
These sides, because that's an important piece, right? I need to know: do I need to bring a jacket? Do I need to bring the sides for the tent? Like, this is important information for us to have. So I'm glad you bring that up, Mitch.
So for home games, since we have a dome, maybe that's what we switch to: and tailgate forecast.
The tailgate
forecast.
That's right. I like it.
I just need to know what side of the truck to put the flags on. That's what I'm so concerned about, a dent in the fenders.
Hey,
absolutely. Wind direction's important, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll let you guys take over here. Give your thoughts on the preview. The only thing I'll start off by saying is I have no idea who their quarterback's going to be because they've had injuries. So I threw up quarterback number 3, Logan Inagawa, up here, but I have no idea if he's going to be the starter or not. I think so, but again, TBD.
Let's start with Inagawa. Dude, he's made of brass. He walked into Brookings, probably wasn't prepared at all to play.
No.
And absolutely showed out. He balled.
He did. I
was impressed watching his game. He made Kobe Claiborne just disappear. Wasn't a factor because of him. And his ability to get out of the pocket, run around, make timely throws as a true freshman. And I would probably say their hardest game of the schedule by far. And he did all of it.
Yeah, so they've had 2 games to this point, right? They had a D2 opponent in Upper Iowa that they manhandled, and then the game against, at the time, number 2 rated SDSU last week. So, and they lost their second string quarterback in that game. And now down to the third stringer here in Logan. So I'm not really sure. I know there's a bunch of guys that are questionable, and they got pretty beat up in that game too, but it'd be interesting to see.
Well, and they weren't afraid to be the beaters too.
No,
they beat the crap out of Brookings.
Grant, did you get a chance to look at that, either highlights or watch that game?
Yeah, so when I got home, I actually watched about the majority of the second half. Actually, I was able to catch, and I know we were all messaging too. I think Jake, you were watching it as well. Mitch, I know you were at the volleyball game, but we were kind of messaging back and forth, and we said the same thing. Like, Drake's defense was hitting. Like, this is not some team that went into Brookings to roll over. Like, they, really hung tight for majority of the first half. The game got away from them in the fourth quarter, which I think is to be expected when you're, just depth and, just fatigue and things like that. But yeah, they were hitting. I was really impressed with their defense. I mean, me and Jake were talking about this. Chase Mason took some serious shots. I mean, on the sideline, which he's got to learn how to slide if he's going to make it all year. But he, the defense was hitting. I was pretty impressed with him. This is not the Drake of previous years that we've played where we've hung 70, 50. Those days are just long gone. They're, back-to-back Pioneer champs. I know it's a non-scholarship league, but they're a tough-nosed team. I was super impressed with them, which is not exactly what we want, to be honest, going into Saturday.
Right, and not what we expected going into the season either.
Maybe that's better. Yeah, maybe that's a better way to put it. We're not expected. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And here's my question too. Like, when you just compare and think about it, Drake lost their head coach, their entire coaching staff. They all went to UNI. Mm-hmm. Yep. And so what is anybody's opinion about a non-scholarship football program that gets a new coach? It's going to be a massive rebuild.
Yeah.
And they're by far better already. So I guess, do we expect much from Stepsis now?
That's an interesting question. And and we're not going to relive all the coaching ties, right? Because there's a bunch of ties between us and them and Coach Johansson and their head coach. But if you want to catch that, go check out John Thayer and the Yokecast podcast episode that just dropped. It drops every Thursday, so it dropped today. He outlines all of that in the conversation with their radio play-by-play guy. So we're not going to beat that dead horse. But yeah, go check that out if you want to hear all the coaching ties, because there's a bunch between us and them.
Now, I'm going to do the one more look back, just so everybody can think about it a little bit more. Does anybody else remember what happened to start Drake's season last year? It was a fun little FCS non-scholarship question, little trivia.
I don't remember who they played.
I don't.
So they actually went all the way up to Eastern Washington and won on the red turf in overtime.
That's right.
And then what'd they follow up with? A 42-3 beatdown in Vermilion.
Well, that's the hope then, right? I mean, I think we talked about that briefly too, is that they played their tails off up in Brookings. I think everybody agrees with that. So the hope is, did they get a little beat up? They clearly did at the QB position, although it didn't seem to matter because, like you said, QB 1, 2, or 3, they all played really well. But you got to think there's some fatigue setting in, right? Especially after week 1 was kind of a tune-up game, against Upper Iowa. So how do they handle going back-to-back against top teams in the FCS? And, as we're hoping they're a little tired out.
Yeah, exactly. And, I think this is a good time to kind of lean into what our expectations are on the defensive side of things for this, and kind of who our key player is just on the defensive side of things. I kind of jumped on you guys with that because we forgot about it the last couple games. Didn't really talk about it too much. So kind of forgot it. But going into it, I'm curious about what the secondary is going to do. But I'll put it, especially if Inagawa is their starting quarterback going into it, and him running 14 times against State, my guy that I'm looking for is Gabriel Hardman. And that's a little bit of coverage and a little bit of QB spy.
Yeah, and I think that is important with a semi-mobile quarterback. Did they call any designed runs for him, or was it more just creativity stuff?
That's a great question. He was running for his life a little bit. But
I was going to say, I don't think a ton of it was designed runs, for at least from what I saw.
Because they're about out of quarterback, so I can't imagine there being too many designed runs for him.
Well, I was going to say, and again, back to the Yokecast, if I had a chance to listen to that, and Drake's play-by-play guy, kind of addressed that, right, to where he said, hey, QB3 played well. He goes, but we have to go to QB4. That's the end of the rope, right? Like there's, there's really not a fourth, right? That's kind of what he said. He goes, there's really not a fourth, right? So if that's the case where they've only got one healthy QB, you can't foresee a situation where they're going to be putting together a bunch of designed runs for, your last available QB, right?
And I mean, at the end of the day, I want the kid to stay healthy too. I don't like it when people have the pieces to talk about, like, oh, they didn't have so-and-so to go against or whatever. And obviously, nobody cheers for injuries. Just at the end of the day, we always hope, again, it's just a game that we all love. It's modern-day gladiators.
Well, and on the flip side, nobody feels sorry for you when you have a bunch of injuries, too. I mean, we're already seeing that, with the Yotes. So, yeah, it's next man up mentality. But on defense, guys, I want to highlight just their linebacker 33, Sean Allison. That guy's a player too. And so with that, I'm going to throw up some stats here. We kind of did this last year where we walked through some of the key metrics. Now we don't have a ton of data points yet because it's still early in the season, especially for them. They only had, have had 2 games up to this point, and one was against a D2 opponent. And so there's not a ton of stuff here, but I just want to look at this for context. But I also want to say take it with a grain of salt because they've had a D2 opponent and we've had FBS, Iowa State, who's ranked in the top 15 now.
12.
So yeah, 12. So these metrics are a little bit skewed, but if you look at some of these key metrics, our rushing offense versus our rushing defense, our passing offense versus their passing defense, they've got us beat in pretty much every metric that we looked at last year. And so it's like I said, it's interesting, but at the same time, don't take it out of context because you got to kind of know the backstory between our opponents too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. And you know what? Chase threw 18 for 25 for 225, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. They ran a total 43 times for 211 yards. So that's still just under a 5-yard average.
Mm-hmm.
So hand the ball off twice and you got a first down. I think that's something that we're definitely going to focus on. I think this is a game where we'll see Reed Watkins getting some carries. I really hope we can maybe even see Julius Ellens, but Carson Fletcher is going to have to step up and carry the rock quite a few times, in my opinion, which I really love the kid. I'm excited for his future, but it's also a true freshman.
Mm-hmm.
And his last opportunity if we're going to burn his red shirt or not.
Right. And if you look at both these teams, we both love to stop the run and we both love to run the ball. And so something's got to give there on either side. And then just in general, guys, we've been talking about this last couple of weeks, but our passing game, and look at our passing efficiency number, 109 is not a great place to be when there's 129 FCS schools and you're rated 109th in passing efficiency. And then just time of possession too. If you look at our time of possession, 104, and that goes hand in hand because we can't sustain drives because we're not converting. And we're also, like I guess last week we had some quick points and some long runs by LJ, but just in general, just not being able to sustain drives consistently.
No, I mean, we did have one. I think it's going to be a confidence booster for the rest of the season. But anytime you have a 99-yard drive, you got to feel good about yourself.
Yeah,
and
that was real nice.
That was in the end of the third, beginning of the fourth. It was in what we thought their opportunity to ice the game, put it away.
Yep.
Ended up being close to it, but that was a very impressive drive. We got to see Lorenzo Fenner on a 27-yard catch. That was huge confidence booster for him to create space down a long ways from the line of scrimmage. And it was contested. I think that drive might be something that they've found some confidence in, some swagger.
Grant, what do you see? Looking at metrics, looking at just the eyeball test, what else do you see out of Drake or what we need to do?
Yeah, I think I guess kind of tying it back to players to watch, I think the passing efficiency number is what jumps off the page to me, right? So, tie that to a player to watch. I think we all need to see a really quality game from Bauman and the receiving core, right? I mean, we just want to see those guys have success and show us what we know they're capable of, right? Like we've talked about last week, it feels like we're so close, but yet sometimes we feel like we're so far away on that. But this is really, not to look ahead because certainly Drake's going to come in and compete their butts off, but this is really the last opportunity to get right before you head into the Missouri Valley Gauntlet, right? I mean, that's
absolute buzzsaw.
But yeah, and you start in a buzzsaw by heading up to Fargo, right? So again, not that I'm saying looking past Drake, but again, you just think about non-conference opponent at home. It's really your last chance to get it right. And I'll be honest, if we don't get it right on Saturday, I don't feel great about our chances in the Missouri Valley in totality. So we really got to see it on Saturday, right? I mean, this is game 4. You're talking about the third of the season, being completed at that point. We've got to see it come together on Saturday. Obviously, LJ's another player that we're going to watch for reasons different than the passing game, of course. But to me, that's what really sticks out for Saturday.
And so LJ, I think last week had 2 rushes over 40, if I'm not mistaken. Drake held SDSU to 16 was their longest rushing yard, 16 yards. their longest rush. And you look at their rushing defense, they're ranked 19th in all of FCS. So they're really committed to stopping the run. So I'm really just curious, because if they do, let's say they do, stop the run like they did last week against SDSU, we need to find a way to be more balanced. And that just flat out involves completing passes. And so what does that look like? Because if that doesn't happen, this could be a really just meat grinder of a game, and it could get kind of ugly in terms of just the flow of the game. And it's just all about controlling the clock and just, controlling the line of scrimmage. And so kind of looking at all of those pieces, like we're just missing half of the equation. If we put that other half together, look out, that's when you're going to see that 30-40 point burger go up on the scoreboard.
Exactly. And I'm going to preface this by saying, be careful when you go out and just look at their rushing defense. When they played Upper Iowa, who is very much below them, Upper Iowa ran the ball 17 times for a total of 18 yards. How good
that helps
does that
the
make
average.
your numbers look?
Yeah.
Because then you flip it over, and like I said, NDSU ran for 213, 215, something like that. Or SDSU, sorry. An average 5 yards a carry. Give me 5 yards a carry every day of the week.
Sure. Yeah, that 5 to 7 range is where you want to be.
Exactly. And so the O-line, they found their swagger when it came to the run offense. We said it how many times? I think on both of those 40-yard runs, the only time LJ actually got touched is when he got tackled at the 40 yards.
Right.
Which
absolutely
unbelievable. We said it. It's hard to get 4 yards downfield before having to run into a defender. But 40 is just unbelievable. It comes down to, and I mean, player to watch for me on offense, very easy to pick on this one. It's Aiden. I believe in the guy. He truly is what I think the best quarterback in FCS is. He has the leadership to bring this team forward. And it's just the team will go as he goes. And he's going to pull himself out of the slump and start knifing up some defenses.
Yeah, and the play action should be there. I mean, they saw what we did last week in the run game. They're going to be dedicated to stopping that run. And so the play action should definitely be there. We just need to finally connect on these shots. And I think the world is our oyster at that point. We get back to looking like last year's team.
And I think the only reason the play action hasn't felt like hasn't been there anyways is because defenses have timed us out pretty well on when they expect a play action.
Right.
And Aiden will go fake the handoff, turn, and you got a corner blitz coming off the opposite direction. And that, I mean, definitely throws off any timing. If you got 2 seconds to run a route, you aren't making it far. And so it's just, we got to change up when the play action is supposed to hit.
I'm going to go play calling. I'm going to go play calling and get me all fired up.
There we go. Hey, play action, first play of the game. Really shake it up.
I mean,
take a shot, first play of the game, and get
shot
the dome
defender. Let's do it.
I'm lame enough. I have the perfect play. So if coaches want a touchdown, you just call me up. I got one.
Perfect.
I'm sure they're grabbing their phones right now, Jake.
Hey,
actually, hold on. Sorry.
Hey, how about this comment from Matt? What do you think about? What do you think about that? Is that in reference to me wanting to, or me causing a false start on the goal line, or what?
That one's from a while ago, so I'm not sure 100% on that one.
I'm all for causing the other team more flags. I'm all for it. That's my job.
Now, will the refs throw them? Is the other thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Kick catch interference.
All right, let's talk betting lines real quick for entertainment purposes only. How about the Sagarin? We're talking USD 133. So we slipped a little bit from last week, and Drake 197. That's a little bit better than where UNC was last week. I think they were like 212, 215, something like that. So that's one thing to look at. Reddit FCS line is Yotes minus 3.5. FanDuel has a Yotes minus 13.5, and then Massey, of course. And see, Massey's always a little bit out there this year, guys, compared to last year, because that's so much based on historical results and not necessarily just this year. And so that one, a little bit bigger spread there in minus 21 with a score of 35-14.
Yeah, no, I mean, the Reddit FCS 3.5. Where's F and Hawks effing fighting Hawks.
Yeah, he wanted us to talk about that.
Yeah. So, with it, it's kind of a lot of people's attention with that 3.5. A lot of teams, a lot of fans are offended for USD, which is kind of funny.
Well, I mean, if you look at just what we put on paper so far, I mean, I don't know. It's I could see. I mean, it is somewhat fair, And now, if we were looking at last year and kind of the offseason coming in this year, we'd think more of that 14 to 21 number. But I don't know, 3.5 doesn't seem too far off.
What's the dome worth in points? Is a question I'll ask you.
Oh, that's a good question, Grant. What do you think?
Well, the book tells you that it's worth 3 points, but I think the dome's worth a little bit more than that. And I would
7?
actually say FCS home field advantage in general is probably worth more than 3.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know if it's worth 7, but it's probably close. I would say
I was
it's worth
thinking
6 points.
5.5.
Yeah, 5 or 6 points. Yeah,
I think 6 or 7. I could, definitely.
And that's why they're so offended for USD. Their what Reddit FCS is saying, if this was played on a neutral field, more than likely they'd actually favor Drake.
Right, or make it a pick'em game.
Yeah, pick'em.
At least
coin flip.
Yes. So that's where everybody's at on this, and I don't think it was taken into consideration. We still won by 7 last week. I get it. Where adventures for good.
Sorry about that. We both clicked at the same time.
I got her here. All right. So yeah, I'm fully in this boat. I'm kind of pissed off too about it. And so if we bring the juice hard on that first defensive possession, we could definitely ruin the night.
Yeah, I would love nothing more than to come out and put up an old-fashioned 40 burger on Drake, but I'm not so sure it's going to happen. We're going to get there here real quick. We go to the picks and score predictions. So fans that are with us here, throw them in the chat. We'll throw them up on the screen for you. I'd love to know what other fans are thinking besides just us 3 clowns on this show.
And I'll say this before you throw it up there too. I just want to see what this defense can do when they have a 14-point lead.
Yeah.
Just give me a 2-possession lead, and I want to see what happens.
I mean, we kind of had that last week, didn't we? What do we have? 17-6.
Yeah, we did. So we did have a 2.
I'm talking right away in the beginning.
Oh, right away in the beginning.
Right away.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I'd love to, like you said, love to see us go up 10-0, 14-0 in the first quarter. I think that really changes a game plan significantly for both teams, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, we got some coming in here. Jake, go ahead and throw those up while I'm giving mine. Hey, I will say this: I have to collect my my winnings, guys, before the game on Saturday, since I was the proud winner of the Buffalo Wild Wings gift card for calling the score correctly last week. So
that's right. The old
I made the comment before I picked that I had no idea what I was doing. But
apparently that's when you know you're doing it right. So we'll get this going. We got 3 predictions already in the chat. Pretty excited. It's been fun with how interactive the chat's been these last few nights. So keep it coming. This makes it way more fun and maybe keeps us in check. But Yote fan throwing out the first prediction here, 24-12.
Interesting.
And yeah, same. I hope for more too. And I get it where the decision's coming from on that. Next, we'll jump down to Ray at 35-10. And now it looks like the project. Oh, look at this. And we got Matt, Coach Kirch's dad, throwing out the same prediction at 31-13.
I like it. That would be real solid.
Yep, exactly. And then, your buddy's here too.
Hey, what up? What up, Tyler?
No, thanks for joining us, Tyler. So yeah,
hey, don't break your grill loading it into the truck this week.
Yeah, great minds right there. Those are some football guys up there thinking 31-13, in my opinion. So,
all right, I'm gonna go ahead and give mine here. Yep. I got the Yotes. I'm very similar to the chat. I've got 31-17. We all like that 31 number. Yeah. Well, we said the spread. If you look at FanDuel, it was 13.5. So where I'm at, I'm kind of right in line with that. But yeah, I think 17 guys. I think the defense, like we saw. The defense looked really solid last week, and it's just kind of that classic defense we've come kind of that bend but don't break, right? That we've come accustomed to those last couple of years. I don't really have a lot of questions on defense. I think it's really just that offensive side, specifically the passing game. We get that going though. I think we get above 30, maybe even push 40 points in this game. But yeah, I'm going 31-17.
Yeah, I mean, like the only question we really have is just what can the safeties and corners do together to get on the same page? I think that's really the only piece that's missing.
If you look though, Jake, from week one in Ames to where we're at now, that defense, especially that secondary, we talked about young and experienced, just not playing together also, and just the communication piece. They've made some big leaps in coverage. There's still some mistakes on that back end, but I think that just continues to get better each week as they get used to playing together and a little more reps under their belt. So,
yeah, I agree entirely. But I will say they also put us in the anxious situation.
That they did. Well. The Cardiac Coyotes.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, though, how much fun is it when it is a close game? Like, I'll take a 42-3 win every game of the week, but it is fun to watch those close games, especially when your team prevails anyways.
Well, you find out if you have any heart problems in games like that as a fan.
Or it creates the heart problems.
Or that.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's
play a whole season like that, and I might be go visiting Grandpa.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Mitch, my prediction's similar to the chat, similar to yours, slightly different though. I've got it 31-20. I will say, I think we all agree the defense, like you said, they've really answered the call every time we've needed them to, for the most part. And I think that defense is getting better every week. However, offensively, 31 is almost more of a kind of a need to have. I don't want to call it a wish list, but we kind of need to have it, like I mentioned earlier. Like, this is, I feel like, our last opportunity to show that we can put it all together before we hit the Missouri Valley slate. So if we don't score, 28 plus, 30 plus, I'm going to be pretty disappointed. And quite frankly, I'll be pretty nervous, heading into the rest of the season of what we can do offensively. So I'm really hoping, I know we said it last week, we're hoping this is the week that the offense clicks. We're back at home. I'm just going to say it again. I hope this is the week the offense clicks. We're back at home. So I really want to see that happen. I really hope that 30 plus points is scored on Saturday.
Okay, so where's your panic meter right now?
Panic meter for this game upcoming, or just in general?
Just in general.
5.5.
Okay, and if we don't if we don't get to 30 points or 28, like you said, then where are you going to be?
That's going to go closer to like 7.
Oh, you'd be right there with me.
Yeah.
6-7 range. Let's go.
I'll be sweating, and then
6-7.
Yeah, perpetual 6-7. Yeah.
I'm always at a 6, but I'll probably be at like an 8 if we don't get to at least 28 in this game.
All right, go ahead and throw mine up there. Yep, 38-20. I believe in them. And for anybody that's paid attention closely to Drake's previous games, there's a reason why I picked that. So I believe in them. I believe in the Yotes. I think it's a get-right game. Thayer called it correctly on 400 yards of offense. Now I'm calling for 250 yards of passing offense with a quality run game behind it.
I will say, with 38 points, Jake, would be an offensive explosion compared to what we've seen so far. We need it. We do need it. And, all those pieces would come together, I think, in order to get 38. I think you're going to see a big day from the passing game if that were to happen. So,
and at the end of the day, too, that one thing I want to say, and because I know we're getting a little over time here, but if we get into a situation where we have a very similar game to last season where we, ended up eventually winning 42-3, do not take your foot off the gas. I don't care if we pull Aiden in the starters at the end of the third going into the fourth, but if it's Nevin or Austin at quarterback, sling it. We got to run up that score as much as possible because we got to send a message. If we get to that point, send the message.
Hey, I'll be thrilled if we get to that point. We got to get there first.
Exactly, and that's why I'm saying if.
I'm with Grant.
I said if, but we got to send a message now. It's go time, and like you guys said, people are joking about us. They're making fun about us on Twitter with our results. Who knows where Lamar, UNC finishes? But at the end of the day, if you got an opportunity to make a statement, make the statement.
It's a good place to end. I like that.
Yeah. Perfect.
All right, boys.
Anything else?
I don't think so. I'll see you Saturday bright and early.
I was gonna say we'll see all you guys Saturday at bright and early, and appreciate everybody tuning in, of course, and go Yotes.
Yep, go Yotes.